Okay, we're live. Kote, I'm gonna make you co-host. Hey, Koriki, hi. Welcome. Really nice to see you. You can't see my head, but it's here. I promise you I have a head. Oh no. I'm trying to light the charcoal and I put out the candle. I know that it lasts for like half an hour or so, the charcoal. And still, somehow, I'm scared to light it too early just in case it doesn't work by the last prostration or the last incense offering. Okay, that's good. Gloria, bienvenida. Hola. Okay. Thank you. I guess it's time for us to start. I think it's gonna be a small group today. It is okay. Let's start with 5 minutes of Zazen, and this way we give everyone a chance to come in if they want to. I hope so. Let us sit for 5 minutes. Okay. Thank you. There's no long zazen, no short zazen, so I don't know if those were 5 minutes, but let's consider them five. I'm gonna move you here to a new spot. I usually set up the camera differently every month. I mean, normally, but this time I'm gonna try something different. Kote, everything okay? Okay. I think that should be good. Kote, can you see me well?
All good?
Can you see all my head? No. Wait. uh, Master Dogen never had these problems. Okay. Well, thank you for being here. Another month. Smaller group than usual. Can you hear me okay, everyone? Okay. There's a fan here because it's like 1,000 degrees in Spain, so if it's a little loud, I apologize. We're back, as it is the day of the full moon for this Fusatsu ceremony, and this month I did take a little bit of time to prepare something to say other than the ceremony itself. And looking back at the history of the Fusatsu, the original celebration, I did not realize it wasn't a specific ceremony on a specific day. It was actually entire days of celebrating the precepts, and the Sangha would get together 8 times a month to atone for past misdeeds, to recommit to the precepts, and the lay practitioners as well as the monks would spend the whole day practicing with either the 5, the 10, the 8 precepts, whatever they had at that moment. And so Master Dogen, in one of his fascicles in the Shobogenzo, which I looked at, details the entire precept ceremony, but at the beginning, as he tends to do, he talks about why this is important and what it means. And so I'm not going to explain anything because I'm not a teacher. A rock could be here and he would do exactly the same job. But I will read something from the Shobogenzo. Just the beginning of the Receiving the Precepts chapter, where he talks about why the precepts and receiving them is important. And he quotes, I believe, Baizang from the monastic rules, and he says, "It is said that all Buddhas in the past, present, and future have left the household and accomplished the way. The 28 ancestors of India and the 6 early ancestors of China who transmitted the seal of the Buddha mind were all monks." He's talking to monks in this case. "Their strict observance of the precepts made them excellent models in the 3 realms. Thus, in practicing Zen in pursuit of the way, observing the precepts is a prerequisite. If you do not refrain from making mistakes and avoid taking wrong actions, how can you become a Buddha or become an ancestor?" And then he says, to receive the precepts, you should first prepare bowls and clean new robes. If you cannot get new robes, you should have freshly washed and purified robes. Don't borrow someone else's bowls for receiving the precepts at the site of ceremony. And this part is the one that I thought was important. Be single-minded as you receive them, unconcerned with other matters. Taking the form of the Buddha, embodying the precepts of the Buddha, and maintaining the receptive samadhi of the Buddha are no small matter. How can you take it lightly? When you enter the way as a beginner, you may not fully remember the guidelines and precepts. If the teacher does not caution the student may fall into a mistake. This is my advice. Please keep this in mind. After receiving the bhiksu or the monk precepts, receive the bodhisattva precepts. This is the beginning of entering the way. I think the words speak for themselves, so I will leave you with that until next month. But in the meantime, let's begin with our ceremony. The great precepts of Gautama Buddha were kept by all Buddhas. They were transmitted from Buddha to Buddha, and they were received by ancestor after ancestor. Our great master, Gautama Buddha, transmitted the precepts to Master Mahakashyapa. Master Mahakashyapa transmitted the precepts to Master Ananda. And the transmission of the precepts has continued in this way, passing from orthodox successor to orthodox successor in one line. Now we reaffirm our commitment to the precepts, to return the profound benevolence of Gautama Buddha. We trust this to be the true reception of Gautama Buddha's wisdom and life. Respectfully following the approval of Gautama Buddha, we would like to devote ourselves to the precepts, beginning with atoning for past misdeeds. Whoops.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind. Now I atone for them all.
For this part of the ceremony, if you want, with every hit of the bell, you can do either a deep gasho, standing or seated as your body allows, or you can do full prostrations if you're brave enough. It's a lot of them.
Homage to the 7 Buddhas of the past. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, a person of this earth. Homage to Miroku Buddha, symbol of hope for the future. Homage to Monju Bodhisattva, symbol of great wisdom. Homage to Fugen Bodhisattva, symbol of great activity. Homage to Kanzeon Bodhisattva, symbol of great compassion. Homage to the successive generations of ancestor Bodhisattvas.
Okay, this is the symbolic purification part of our ceremony. So if you have your water and your bowl and your leaves, we're going to use those now to symbolically purify ourselves and wash away all the bad things that we did in the past month. So as you can see, I have a whole branch. I don't think a leaf was enough for me, so you know. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dip the leaf and sprinkle ourselves 3 times. Traditionally, the officiant would also give the water to the attendant, and the corners of the Buddha hall would also be purified. And then at the end, the officiant, the Roshi in that case, would also purify everyone else in the assembly. But we did it ourselves, and now we're clean and ready to embark on another month of trying our best not to need a branch again next month for all the things that we've done. All you disciples of the Buddha, join your palms in reverence and listen wholeheartedly. I would now like to articulate the preface to the great precepts of the Buddhas. If the members of the assembly will quietly listen, and they know that they have done wrong, they will atone. If they atone, then they will be at ease. If they do not repent, their wrongdoing will grow more grievous. Those who have done wrong are silent. And because of their silence, you should know that they are all purified. Worthy monks, laymen, laywomen, and all the rest, listen well. In this difficult age, when the lifetime of the Buddha sometimes seems distant, you should revere the Pratimoksha. The pratimoksha is none other than these precepts. When you observe these precepts, it is like darkness meeting with light. It is like someone poor attaining a treasure. It is like someone who is ill being healed. It is like a prisoner being released from his chains. It is like a traveler who is able to return home. You should know that these rules are the great teacher for this assembly of people, no different from the presence of the Buddha in the world here and now. Thoughts of fear are difficult to produce. Unwholesome thoughts are difficult to give rise to. Therefore, a sutra says, do not trivialize minor misdeeds as if they're not problematic. Drops of water, although tiny, will gradually fill a large basin. A single instant of wrongdoing can lead you to fall into a hell of uninterrupted suffering. Once you lose your human body, you may not get another one for 10,000 kalpas. Just as a galloping horse, one's physical strength will not remain. The transience of human life goes beyond the mountains and seas. Even if something remains for the duration of one day, it will be quite difficult to hold on to it tomorrow. Members of the assembly should energetically advance their own minds. Be careful not to be lazy, negligent, drowsy, or arbitrary. In the evening, you must gather your thoughts and focus them firmly on the three treasures. Don't take as being a waste of time the effort to deepen your repentance for those of later generations. Members of the assembly, each of you in your own minds should carefully rely on these precepts. Discipline yourselves in the practices that accord with the Buddha's teachings. And now we formally reaffirm our commitment to practicing with these precepts. Today, I reaffirm my commitment to seek as I can in this body and life to avoid doing harm. To seek as I can in this body and life to live in a helpful and helping way, doing good. To seek as I can in this body and life to live for the benefit of all sentient beings. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from the killing of life. To seek as I can in this body and life to live in generosity and refrain from taking that which is not given. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from misusing sexuality and all desire. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from false and malicious speech. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from intoxication in its many forms. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from unconstructively criticizing the errors and faults of others. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from praising oneself and judging others. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from stinginess in bestowing the Buddhist teachings and all precious things. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from all anger. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from disparaging the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. For this part, at the end there's a hit on the small bell, so you can do a deep gasho, a standing gasho, or a prostration as we recite the refuge verses. So do as your body allows.
I take refuge in Buddha. May all living beings embody the great way and give rise to the highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May all living beings enter deeply into the sutras, that ocean of wisdom. I take refuge in Sangha. May all living beings support harmony in the community, free from all hindrances. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless. To transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible. To perceive reality, though reality is boundless. To attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless. To transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible. To perceive reality, though reality is boundless. To attain the enlightened way, a way unattainable. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless. To transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible. To perceive reality, though reality is boundless. To attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable.
Abiding in this ephemeral world, may we exist in muddy water with purity like a lotus. Nothing escapes the boundless mind. Thus we bow to Buddha. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reaffirming our commitment to the precepts, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha, honored one, the historical Buddha and teacher, to the all-pervading and everlasting three treasures, to all our hearts and bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, and their relations throughout the Dharma world. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together.
All Buddhas throughout space and time. All Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha Prajna Paramita.
Thank you very much. I'm just gonna come here close. That was wonderful for another month to do. Hopefully we do it again next month. Hopefully we have more people coming to do this with us. But in the meantime, I wish you a good month of not doing terrible things. Just trying to do good things. I realized yesterday that I should have set the ceremony for yesterday because the full moon was yesterday night to today. But you know, everyone makes mistakes.
Now there are different time zones, who know? Maybe.
There's still a full moon somewhere out there. I understood. Like it started last night and it carries on throughout the day. So somewhere in New Zealand, someone has a new moon today, full moon today. So you know, that's that. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope I see you again next month. I appreciate all of you. Gloria, gracias. Hasta luego. Bye.